Hello, 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 hey, hey, hey. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. Well, that's so interesting. What is that? What is that? Do you guys see that? Let's see. Oh, that's what that is. So what is that on the screen? All right, let's go live. Hi, Katya. Hello, hello. Welcome. I'm going to share it with a few people here. Boom, boom. Hello, hello. We are ready to vibrate some neutrality and love. Hello, 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 hello. Journey with us. Okay. Okay, so that's live. We got everyone going live. Hi there, guys. Well, welcome. Hello, hello. Well, let's start our night out with a prayer treatment I have in one of my training manuals. Let's find hey down to the heart of no. Oh, hey, oh. All right. So here it is, guys. We are doing some work today. As a community, we have some work to do. So press those share buttons as much as you can. We have some illumination to do tonight. We have some feeling in to some of the harder feelings and emotions that are coming up. And then we want to transmute it into love and neutrality. This is what's really required on the planet right now with all the phases of the veil and stories of the veil that are happening. And through it all, what if we can find and see the divine light spark of God behind it all on some level? So that is our role here tonight. So I'm just going to set the tone with this prayer treatment. And if you guys wouldn't mind starting to push the buttons here, get it into the algorithm. I have got my very big 22-inch e-bowl right here and my 14-inch one. So when they're played together, they have such a beautiful tone to them. So I'm hoping you'll really feel the potency of both of them. Can you guys, Katya, can you see it? See how big that bowl is? It's such a beautiful sound. We had it at the solstice sound bath. It was just so good. All right, so here we go. This is our prayer treatment. Divine presence of the Creator in the midst of my mind and into your presence, I now speak. Just as the whole of universal creation is seen within your universal mind as you create it, so I create in your mental image and see in my personal mind the life I wish to be. Thus, through visualization, I duplicate your creative mental process in my own mind. Lost my place. Through the grace and power of your creative visualization process, individualized in me, I thank you for all good in my life now and always. And so it is. Who's grateful? Who is grateful? Through the grace and power of your creative visualization process, individualized in me, I thank you for all good in my life now and always. And so it is. So guys, can we come together? Can we join together and be the wholeness of divine love and in our individualized bodies and expressions, and just honor that individualization and wholeness at the same time. So let's mark that with these bowls. This is my big 22-inch bowl, and this is my 14-inch. They're both an E frequency. So what we're going to be doing is an octave, and this is a very powerful, it's a powerful interval for divine oneness. So I might have to push this over a little bit. There we go. Can you guys hear this on TikTok? All right, I think that's a yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hello, lovely lady. Hi, Griselle. All right, we've got this E bowl is for the third chakra. We're building up our personal power sourced by our God spark. We're illuminating our God spark in our third chakra. Let it be so. Tell me where you're feeling it. This is usually for the third chakra, but you could be feeling it somewhere else. Vibration moves things. It moves vibration. So let me know where you're feeling movement. necklace I wear when I'm feeling a little full. Hello, Lucky. How are you? Beautiful people. We're working on that third chakra, that sense of empowerment. So there's a lot happening on the planet that might make us feel disempowered, but we're building up our empowerment because we always have within us, behind us, for us, as us, through us, and about us the power of the universe, the power of God, the power of our source self. And so when we think of the third chakra, we think of the will. We think of personal power. But I want you to see, I want you to really feel into this live, the illumination of your will that's sourced by God's will, by love's will, okay, by wholeness. Not the pain body over here, not the fear, not the roles that we play, not the emotional patterns that we kind of can identify with, but it's not our sense of self. Tonight, I want you to tap into the third chakra, this deep sense of self that belongs to the true self, the Christed consciousness, unconditional love, wholeness, the allness, the I am. This is where we're going to find and visualize from tonight. So tonight's live is called Illuminated, and it will continue to be called that because this is what our work on the planet to do as light workers, as daughters of heaven, as star seeds, as awake people on the journey. It's time to visualize and illuminate our third chakra, our sense of power that is connected to the divine. This is going to help us stay exactly where we need to be, whether it's right where we are or whether we got to get up and go. We're going to get the guidance that we need, whether we stay in places or go to the places, whatever it is, or help certain people get online with this work, stop doing this work. We're going to get the guidance when we stay clear in our third chakra with the divine will at hand. So let's get another round of that going, and then we'll do something else. So please tune into your third chakra. Third chakra. And you can even close your eyes if you're not driving and just tune in to that center and feel the cord of the third chakra connected into your divine nature, unconditional love, your wholeness, your Christ itself, which basically is just the unconditional love of the Creator, which is corded to us in our third chakra. So here we go. Take it on in. How does your third chakra feel? Does it feel illuminated? Do you feel it connected in now to your divine presence, your divine nature, rather than when we think of, self-empowerment, a lot of times we're thinking about the ego side of ourselves, which is an individualization, right? And a separation from the self of ourselves. Anyway, so let's get the energy moving. So illuminated, illuminated, illuminated. We're illuminating your third chakra, the heart chakra tonight. Your self-power, that's a spark of the divine will. And then you're coming into your heart space where we can illuminate love, in unconditional love. And I want you to visualize a blanket. It could be a big quilt. It could be whatever cozy blanket you think of. And imagine it's infused with the vibration of love. And you see different blankets going over each parts of the world, the Middle East, Europe, the United States, South America, Central America, the poles. And I want you to put this blanket of love, illuminate it. It's an illuminated blanket of love over these areas as we illuminate our own hearts and third chakras. Illuminate the love, I'm illuminating the love. Illuminate the love, I'm illuminating the love. Illuminate the love. Illuminate the love, 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 illuminate the love. All right, guys, how is that blanket of love? Did you put it on all areas? Did you wrap the globe in your illuminated blanket of love? When two or more people hold a common frequency, we create a potent resonant field. And what that is a reality. A reality is when two or more people hold that common frequency. And we are 13, 14, 15 people here. 15 powerhouse people holding the frequency of love in a blanket, weaving across the globe. Amen. 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 Oh, amen. 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 We are love. We are light. We are love. We are light. Amen. 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 Eo, eo, ea, na. Eo, ne, ha. O, eo, e, na. O, eo, e, na. O, eo, e, na. O, eo, e, na. Zaris, hello, hello. Welcome on in. We are building the love light. We are illuminating the love. We are creating blankets of illumination all over the planet. So welcome. Oh, amen. 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 We are love. We are light. We are love, we are light. Let's sing it again. We are love, we are light. We are love, we are light. Oh, eh, oh, eh, oh, eh, oh, eh, oh, eh, oh, eh, oh, oh, eh, oh, eh, oh, ah. This is awesome. I don't know what you're talking about. What we're talking about is illuminating our vibration. Our vibration can be felt by our feelings and our emotions and just the beingness that we are. So a lot of times we don't feel in a good mood, right? That means we're vibrating a little lower, slower and lower, quantumly and figuratively. And so now what we're doing is we are building the vibration up. We are building it up into the vibration of love, which is inherent in each one of us. That love frequency, that divine love. So that's what I'm talking about. We are building that vibration here as a community, as a group. And as we build it up, we're creating a reality of love on the planet. So that is what we're doing here. And, you know, it might just feel good, right? You're like, I don't know what's going on, but it just feels good to be here. Woohoo! That's your love light turned on, tapped on. So that's what we're doing here, guys. Thanks for being here, Gabe. Thanks for being here, Inner Space. Thanks for the follows and the likes. We've got Katya over here holding the YouTube channel. We got people coming in and out, but yeah. So you know, there's a lot of stuff happening on the planet. There's hi Erica, thank you. A lot can provoke a little fear in us. And for sure, I have felt the wave of fear trying to crest. And then I go, you know what? That's okay though. I'm gonna let the floaty, I'm gonna let the fear turn into a floaty wave. And then come into my loving nature and knowing that I am always, always divinely guided if I'm willing to listen. And what we need to do is just listen deeply. So take a few moments before the next round of sound bath and deeply listen to your heart, to your guidance, to that third eye. And if you feel like your intuition doesn't work, let's fix that right now. So we're going to do some tapping. It's called EFT. So you're going to take your fingers and you're just going to tap. This is basically what we're doing is we're breaking a nervous system pattern, and we're going to just start doing these statements. So we're going to say, I no longer doubt myself. I no longer doubt myself. I step into the truth of me. I step into the truth of me. I know I am a potent, powerful person. And in being a potent, powerful person, that means I have a strong spirit. And in being a strong spirit, I have a group of guides that always is helping me and supporting me. Okay, let's bring it to the chest here. I know that this group of guides has my back and my best interest, and I listen deeply. And not only do I listen deeply, I hear. I hear it and I listen. Okay, now you're going to do tap here. I am a potent being and a strong person. I have a collection of guides that always has my best benevolent path in mind. Other hand, I listen deeply, I hear, and I follow the guidance. I surrender to the guidance. Good, good, good. Thank you, Jasmine. Hello. All right, so this is tapping. So let's go back. I may not always feel tapped in and tuned on, but I am starting to tune in and listen. I know that I am always guided by benevolent beings that are my guides. I tap in and tune in to their guidance now. I know they're showing me my most benevolent timeline, parallel reality to be on. I listen. I hear. I'm guided and I follow. I'm an intuitive being. I turn on my pineal gland, I turn on my third eye, and I'm ready to live by my powerful intuition. All I have to do is but ask, and it is there. All I have to do is but ask, and I hear and I follow. I surrender to my divine will and my divine guidance. And in that, instead of fear, I feel excitement. Okay, guys, so these are the tapping points that I'm just doing. Okay. Oh, I forgot the ones at the sides of the eyes. You could also do the top of the head. I open up my intuition. I open up the clarity. I open up the wisdom. I open it up for the guides that want to speak, that are for my highest good and my highest consciousness. I listen and I follow. So that's called EFT. And you can do all these types of just positive statements and just you're programming your subconscious, and the tapping puts a pattern interrupt into the nervous system, because all of those statements that we just said have an opposite that you have thought that leads you to fear. Now, all the ones that we just did kind of did the pattern interrupt and led you to possibility and excitement and openness to your divine nature, instead of going into the loop of fear. Pretty cool, right? So that's EFT, and we'll do some more of that later. Let's see, how does this help us? I just answered that. Did that answer that for you? Jasmine, did you hear how that helped you? Let's see. You should post that. Oops. Are you saying that to me, Azaris? Post that? Okay. You're welcome. Let's see. Okay, awesome. All right, guys, let's get back into more sounding. Let's see, listening within. That's what Gene Key 43 is all about, my IQ. Beautiful. I love. So we have a friend over here on YouTube that follows the Gene Keys, and her IQ is 43 from the Gene Key. Beautiful, beautiful. So listen in. Let's open that intuition. Beautiful, Katja. All right, guys. So it's a new moon, very powerful new moon coming up tomorrow. The energies, if anyone follows that, my husband does. I should get him on here with a live for us I wonder if he would do that. I'll have to get him on here one of these nights. We'll do a live with him and he can explain all the moon stuff with us. Hey, Matt. Oh, he's not here. Oh, well. Let's see. Yay, Matt. Do you guys want me to see if he'll come on here and explain the new moon stuff for us? Put a thumbs up if you want me to get my astrologer husband to explain the new moon stuff. Yes? Okay. All right, guys. Keep sharing, and I'll see if I can get him on. Hey, Matt?
Yeah.
The ladies want you to come explain the new moon to us. You can do it, see.
Yeah, it's just keep short with it.
Okay.
Okay. Where am I sitting? And who am I talking to?
So you are live. You are live with we got TikTok here, and we've got Katya and some friends over here. So this is Matt, my husband, and he is going to tell us his wisdom about the new moon because it's pretty potent. And then we'll do a sound bath with the intentions.
Okay. So the caveat here is that this new moon, it's really best if you know your astrology chart. If you don't know, most likely most people don't know where all their houses are. So I'll just explain it without knowing that. There is a really unique experience happening right now. The new moon, the sun, the new moon is when it lines up in front of the sun at the same degrees. So that's happening also at the exact same degree as Jupiter, all at 3 degrees in the sign of Cancer, the sign of your home, your roots, your sense of security and foundation.
So would this be more intense with someone that's a Cancer sun sign?
If you're a Cancer sun sign, somewhat. If you're a Cancer rising, extremely. This is anyone who's a Cancer rising, like your brother.
Oh.
This is major changes happening, but almost for everybody, especially though if you're a cardinal rising. I'm an Aries rising, you're a Libra rising, both cardinal risings. We're going through this in extreme ways.
Oh, we got Cancer here.
All right. Awesome.
Okay. All right. We got a Cancer here. Okay.
So, but it doesn't stop there. So we have moon, sun, Jupiter, all in this Cancer at 3 degrees. Meanwhile, 2 planets, 2 signs over is Mars at 3 degrees in Virgo, forming what's called a sextile. It's a harmonious aspect to this new moon. And in conjunct to this, what's called in conjunct or quincunx, these are words, it doesn't really matter. It's like at a slight challenging aspect to this is Pluto right now in Aquarius at 3 degrees also.
Wow.
And in a square, which is often the most tense of aspects, is in Aries, Saturn at 1 degree, right next to Neptune at 2 degrees. Both 3 degrees there. Normally you don't add it up like that, but they're so close together. It's all coming together. So you have Pluto at play, Saturn and Neptune, which hardly ever are together. That's happening like once every like 18, 20 years, or something like that. Jupiter, Sun, Moon, and Virgo, Mars. So here's kind of how it all plays out.
What does all that mean? Okay.
So all of these things lining up at these exact degrees. The new moon is creating a potent manifestation moment wherever you have Cancer in your chart. So if you don't know exactly where it is in your house, just know it's relating to you in that sense of your roots, your home, your security, whatever you feel home. It could be your actual home, or it could just be your sense of home in your life.
Okay, so it looks like someone here is a Cancer sun sign. So what would that mean for them?
Your sun sign doesn't determine which house you are, which houses everything lines up in, but it does mean that this sun is happening, this new moon is happening, where the sun is in the sign, the new moon is happening in your sun sign. So if your sun is close to the early degrees of Cancer, so if you're born around the early phase of that Cancer, this is happening really close to your sun sign, which you'll just be feeling that even more. You're going to be feeling the more potent energies of this.
So that would feel like more sense of like
So
home and hearth, or like
it's going to be, so Jupiter expands everything that it's around. It brings, people call it the planet of luck. Not necessarily. It can also be times people have had sudden like tumors blow up. It's because Jupiter has been lined up there. Sometimes people gain a ton of weight with Jupiter lining up. Jupiter just expands.
Oh, is that what's happening to me?
So, but usually it's generally a very positive thing. Jupiter loves to be in Cancer. So every sign has every planet has signs that are detriment, that are bad, that don't work, that are neutral, and that work really well. Jupiter typically does great in Cancer.
Jennifer says my Jupiter's in Cancer and 7th house.
So you are, if your Cancer is a 7th house, interesting. So you're experiencing this in your one-on-one relationships mostly. That's where your sense of home is, in your one-on-one relationships. That could be like a partnership, or that could be a business partnership. It's just something that's very intimate, like a really strong one-on-one connection, not community, but like one-on-one. So you probably live a life of very needing to be very at home with whoever you're with. I'm sorry, it's hard to read and
Mark,
talk.
thanks for having for the follow. Donna says I don't see Cancer in my birth chart.
Oh, it's there. It's just everybody has every sign and house in their chart. It's just that you may not have a planet in that sign. It doesn't mean that it's not affecting you. It just means that when you don't have a planet in a sign, it's just not as strong of an effect for you in that life. But this new moon is still affecting you no matter what.
Jennifer says she's a homebody for sure.
Yeah.
Cancer in that, yeah.
So let me tell you a little bit more though about this. So this energy, where it's manifesting, and this sense of home. Now here's the most interesting thing about it. Because of Saturn, structure, take time. Saturn is, they call it Daddy Saturn. It's like, it's the one that comes in. It's extra masculine. It wants you to learn lessons. Sometimes Saturn is, people call it the sign of like a doom sign or something like that. It's not doom. It's just, it causes you to slow down, think about what you're doing. It's right there next to Neptune. Neptune is all about fantasy and illusion, but also dissolving illusions. So when you have both of these together, which seem really contradicting signs happening in Aries. Aries is the sign of it's the birth of the zodiac. There's a reason why the Aries symbol, which is supposed to be ram horns, also resembles the ovaries. It is the birth, the fire of creation. Okay, so Saturn and Neptune, both taking place in Aries at this time, is asking you, this is the place to dissolve your illusions around and get real with your life.
Okay.
And the sign of Aries, that is now lining up with this new moon manifestation.
Okay, so we have to dissolve illusions in this area. So for example, can you give a few examples like in our charts where that would be?
So I mean, wherever Aries is, it depends on your rising sign. But
okay, so
it could be so different for everybody. So I want to try to keep it general. So it just means there's some aspect in your life where you probably generally feel a sense of impulsive independence, however you feel that in your life, whether that's in relationships, whether that's in how you work, whether that's how you spend money. It is all depending somewhere you're experiencing that. You will probably, as you sit in some meditation, you'll know where you need to get real with yourself.
Get real with yourself. Okay.
Now,
that's good.
hang on. There's Mars over in Virgo. Now, Virgo means the sign, and I'm sorry, this layers so deeply. I've been
that's why it's
tripping
powerful,
out on this stuff.
right? It's a super powerful.
It's so powerful. There's so many aspects to it. But the Mars aspect is really interesting because it's all playing at the exact same degrees. And then Virgo is usually we think of Virgo as like being super organized. It's the sign of service. It's the sign of like your daily routines, how you work, how you do things. When Mars gets in there, Mars is the planet of action. So to line all this up, you have this Aries energy, what you need to dissolve, what you need to get real with yourself. Mars is telling you how you're going to do it. Somewhere in your life, there is an area that you do things. You might fall into routine by a fault, or areas that you probably need to do more with. Where this is coming up for a lot of people that I've been hearing from, it's like people are realizing their diet or their exercise routine. Something for me, it's feeling like the messes that I leave, the messes in my office, the messes that I have around me. This has to get cleaned up.
Do you have any idea what it could be for me?
For you, it's a tricky one because you're a Libra rising, so that puts it in your 12th house. So that is in your behind the scene spirituality. There are some areas that you need to clean up way in the deepest recesses of the unseen world in your life.
Okay.
So that's like the hardest one. Poor Libra risings. You have Virgo in your 12th house.
What about Katja here? She has Cancer in her 8th house, making a mantra. I achieve.
8th house Cancer. Can't even think of it as.
I would love to get my birth chart done. So yeah.
Who said that?
That is Donna. But here
Donna.
Katja is talking about it's in her 10th house. So Cancer is in her 10th house.
Cancer's in your 10th house?
Yeah.
Or in your
She meant 10th too.
Okay. Cancer's in your 10th house. So you're a Libra rising as well then. That means, Cancer, Leo, Virgo's in your 12th house is a little trickier for you as far as just deciphering what actions you need to take. The lesson that you need to learn is in Aries. So for you Libra risings, that's in your 7th house. So something in how you deal with one-on-one partnerships, intimate, close relationships. You may have been, and these are slow moving planets. So all you Libra risings have been dealing with this for a while now. I know you have. You've been going through things with intimate individual relationships have been coming up to a head and create some changes. For me, it's in my 1st house. I'm an Aries rising, and I'm having like massive identity crisis, which is great and terrifying, all within the same hour at times.
So this one says, I'm not well-versed in astrology, so it's hard to follow. I wish I had more time to study it. Yeah, it takes a while. And
so let me try to sum it up and get all the astrology out of it.
And
so there's an area in your life that you need to get real with. That if you really sit with it, you've been feeling it for a while. Things have been coming up. The universe has been showing you, bringing up areas that you have been either trying to kid yourself around, and life just keeps on saying, get real. That's the area that you need to direct some attention on, get serious with, get organized around it, get into the details of it, and it's going to bring about the manifestations hitting a total peak late tomorrow night, early Wednesday morning, that is going to bring about where you feel your sense of roots, your sense of emotional security is going to have incredible manifestations. It's still vague, I know. I hope that helps.
No, it's good. No, I think it's good. Now we're going to take this and we're going to do an intentional sound bath around it.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Big thank you for my hubby.
And seriously, anybody wants a bigger reading around it, just send an email to Rebecca. I'll do it for you for free.
Oh, okay.
Because I just like to.
Okay. So if anyone wants a reading around this new moon, DM me, and I will send your email to
me. Yeah, I can just take care of it.
To them. Yeah. Send me your birth information and your email, and Matt will. How many did you think? 5 you could do, or 4?
Yeah, I mean, I get, well, yeah, 5 I could do tops.
Five tops.
in
So
the
be the
next
first
day.
5 people to DM me, and he will do a new moon report for you.
Birth time and place.
Birth time and place we need.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
All right. Yay, that was nice. What's it? So what's exciting is that Matt's my husband, we are going to start working together in some fields here. I just did a really cool sound bath with these 2 bowls actually for the new moon. And I think you can do that. There's a site on here that's my husband and I's. It's called Quantum Potential. And in the bio link, you can find out this new moon checklist or something like that. And then I think there's a few upsells, and one of them is the sound bath that I just did. So my husband and I are starting to collaborate our work together, and we're so excited. We're so excited. So guys, email me and I will pick the first 5. Email or DM me, and I'll pick the first 5 people, and you can get a new moon report. I just need your birthday and time you were born. All right. So the gist that I was getting around this new moon is that it's busting through illusions, something deep within us that really wants to be brought to the forefront, to be seen. And we want the veil of illusion to just bust open. And that's going to be different for each one of us. So the intention for this next sound bath right now that I'm going to do is so that maybe we don't know the astrology, but we know that this new moon is about busting through some pretty deep illusions so that we can be emotionally free. And so that is what our intention's going to be. Oh, Katja, I'll tell him. Guys, I'll tell him you said thank you. So let's get started. Let's imagine this is our big sun in front of that moon that new moon that we can't see. All right. Thank you. All right, guys. So just tune in. Just ask the question. What is the energy right for me to bust through? What illusion is ready to be shattered so that I can be more free, whole, and my loving self? Right? Here we go. Did that bring any clarity? Did that bring any clarity? You know, this new moon has us busting through illusions, a deep illusion. What is that for you? Supposedly for me, it's a very deep spiritual illusion. So just listen for the clarity. We all have this third eye, that pineal gland, that when we ask for guidance, we get it. When we ask, it's there. So let's ask. What is the illusion that's ripe for me to bust through? How do I get more free through this new moon energy? Right? And when we get more free, and when we are coming into that, when we're coming into that emotional freedom, that means emotional freedom means that we can have emotions, but we're not tied to them. They only last maybe 17 seconds. They give us information, and that's all we really need. I've had several teachers of mine tell me this. And it's a deep knowing of mine too, that emotional freedom is a good thing. Because if we don't have emotional freedom, what we're doing is attaching certain form and structure and senses of self to our emotions. And that locks them into place. Emotional freedom says, ooh, I'm feeling this. What is this about? Is this important? Yes, no. Oh, it's attached to this. Oh, is that still relevant? Thank you. Is that still relevant? No. Okay. Takes like 17 seconds to do that. Maybe 20. So our emotions are these amazing vibrational indicators of where we are. They're letting us know, oh, you're in separation. Come back to the wholeness that you are. You're never separate. And so, and the base of most every emotion is a form of fear. Okay. Thank you, Erica. That was hysterical. I loved that. My little cowboy hat. So emotional freedom means that we are remembering more and more about our true sense of self. Now, what does this have to do with illumination and neutrality? The more we have emotional freedom, the more we have emotional freedom, and the more we have the knowing of our true self, the more we're not going to get hooked in to all the veils of stories that are happening on the planet. See them as like translucent veils, and behind it is the truth, which is the divine essence of love. Right? So every person on the planet has this divine spark of love. Even if they are acting out something that doesn't seem loving, they still are the divine spark of love. They may be acting out something from their pain body. They might be acting out something that's going to shift energy for the grand rising. We don't know exactly. Some of us know, who have a little deeper intuition. Maybe that's one of the things that the illusion that I can break through, that's going to give me more, tap in a little bit more to my knowing and intuition. That would be great. Let's see what we got here. Got a comment here. What about when God doesn't feel loving? That's a great question. Annabelle says, what if when God doesn't feel loving? The thing is, the Course in Miracles I've been studying, it's a really great book, and it's great philosophy. Basically, it's been a channel from Yeshua or Jesus. And what they're saying is this world in front of us was created by the separated ego. This is not where God is. God is in our soul, in our spiritual nature. Now, as the modern mystics, we're trying to take what we're doing is we're creating a sense of source self, and we're working on embodying it into this ego reality. But God is so expanded in consciousness and vibration that it doesn't live here exactly in this realm and doing all this stuff. But everything is sourced from the Christed creation of God. So it gets a little confusing, but the Christed nature was God saying, I'm creating from love into the Christed one. And it's the one that's fragmented into parts and separated from God instead of staying as God's creation. So we all have this part, the source part of God in us and about us. And we have the divine will of God through us if we choose to live by that. But the separated self is very strong. It's the ego, it's the pain body. And that part confuses a human being and gets that thinking that the ego is the self when it's not. It's the divine Christed self that is the self, capital S self. And so God is love. What's not loving and what doesn't feel like love is the psychology of ourselves, is the ego, and the ego wounding, is the pain body, is all the lower emotions. Those are of the ego and the separated self, which is not really of God. Good evening. Hey, Annie. So when God doesn't feel loving, you're probably tapping into a part of the ego that's trying to get logical with you around God and trying to convince you, right? There's no convincing with God. There's no convincing in source energy. It waits patiently as it gives you free will to choose to remember your true self or not. And so the ego's the one that's super, nitpicky and logical and say, no, look at it this way, that kind of thing. So I hope I explained that okay. Did that answer your question? You're welcome. You're welcome. So I really recommend this book here because it gives a very different perspective of God and humanness. Okay. And also, this book, I should be an affiliate. I'm not for these books, but I should be. I introduced them enough times. A Course in Love really talks about the modern mystic's journey to create a capital S self, a love, a divine self, and embody it into form. And that's kind of a new evolution from the Course in Miracles. All right, beautiful people. How we doing? Thanks for being here. Let's do a little chimes. Coming into the beautiful innocence of your childlike nature. Tune into the children in your life. I'm going to tune into my niece and nephew, my neighbor. They're 4 years old, 3-year-olds, and 8 or 9 months old. Tune into the children in your life. Tune into your own inner child. Coming into the innocence before emotional patterns and belief systems were set in stone. Come into that innocence now. Feel that unconditional love a child has when it's in its complete innocence. And let's visualize that blanket, that illuminated blanket of love again. Imagine that illuminated blanket laying over the Middle East, the illuminated blanket of love over the Europe, a big illuminated blanket of love over the United States, South America, Central America, Canada, Australia. We're weaving this blanket of love, this quilt of love around the globe. Imagine it. Your imagination is powerful, especially tapped into that innocence and that unconditional love that you are. And together we weave this quilt of love across the planet, creating a reality of love. Let out a sound that marks this consciousness of love. They say to sing is to pray twice. The vibration of your voice is very, very powerful. By marking this frequency that we're feeling, this innocence, this love, we are creating a really potent tool so that if you make this sound again, it'll bring you back to this moment of activated love. All right, beautiful beings. Well, any last minute shares or questions? In about 5 minutes, I'm going to go live with my subscriber tribe over here on TikTok. Anybody's welcome to join the subscriber tribe. We don't do any more sounding. We do deeper dives and readings and metaphysical inquiries into these two books and philosophies and see where that takes us. And we see where that takes us. So at 8:30, I'll be joining with my subscriber tribe. So any other last minute questions or shares before I take my subscribers deep into the world of metaphysics? Yeah, and anyone's welcome to join. You're welcome. And I probably have to get my my power cord. All right. So that was a treat to have Matt, my husband, on here and tell us about the new moon. I am so excited and lit up by working with him and starting our new business life together. You too, Lucky Smiles. Have an amazing night. Thanks for stopping by and all your likes and shares and all the fun stuff that you gave. So I will pass on. Again, Matt's willing to do 5 free new moon reads. So just the first 5 people to DM me, I will pass that on to him. So just your email, the time you were born, and where you were born. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to get my power cord, and then I'm going to say goodnight to everybody. Power cord and a drink of water. And if you are part of the subscriber group, hang on. I'll be right there with today's workbook reading. And hang on, if you want to join the subscriber group, all you have to do is press subscribe and you can join us. All right. Bye, Katya. Thanks so much for being here. Appreciate you. Okay. Take care. Okay, I'll be right back, guys.